you all right there?
Fine.
Sorry?
I'm fine. Where's my tea?
I didn't know you wanted one. Would you like me to put the kettle on?
No. I'm fine.
Oh.
Okay. Just hold it there, thanks, mate.
Hold up.
Thank you. Thanks, mate. Right, I come through. Miss, you've got to come through. Come through, please. Jesus, stop the car! Sir, you all right? Are you hurt? Well, I'm going to try and open the door, all right?
Oh, it smells like a brewery. I was going to bring you that cuppa. Looked like hard work out there.
It is.
Don't we have a vacuum cleaner for that sort of thing?
It's not working.
Well, you know there's an appliance fair at the co-op this week.
Oh, you'll enjoy that. I'll get it. Dr. Blake's surgery. One moment, please. It's for you.
Ah, Danny, how's your morning?
Terrible. Almost got killed. How about you?
Yes, me too. What's the story?
A straightforward drunk driver. I'll just leave it to Gus.
Right, so everyone's safe. Who was it?
Travelling salesman. He died at the scene on the Creswick Road.
And how do we know he's a salesman?
No, backseat of the car was full of gear.
Head back to the crash site, look through his car, make sure you get the man's personals.
Can I take a car? The bloke wrecked my pushy.
Walk. Be good for you. And you can go home. There's nothing here for you.
Good. Right. Well, feel free to waste my time whenever it suits.
Doc? Doc?
Yes?
Doc, what would make a bloke's face turn blue?
Gus! I was curious too. What do you make of the colour?
Professional curiosity, or you just here to annoy me?
As always, Gus, I'm here to help.
You should have seen your face.
Do you mind?
You actually left the ground.
Yeah, very bloody funny, all right.
Oh, there's no need to be like that.
I was nearly killed earlier today, so it's not a joke, all right?
Well, maybe you need to toughen up a little bit there.
Don't suppose I could grab a lift? Come on, it's halfway out of town.
Maybe that'll teach you not to bite my head off next time. Walk will do you good. Get that blood pumping.
Ray Beck, travelling salesman. Looks like a film star. Women must have been all over him.
Do I detect a hint of envy there, Gus? Done the bloods?
Not yet. Obviously another drink driver.
Really?
You didn't smell his clothes?
No, but I smelled his mouth. No trace. You'd expect something there, wouldn't you? Colour suggests asphyxiation, wouldn't you think?
Hemorrhagic stroke?
You might be right. Cracked sternum. Minimal bruising. I think he was dead before he crashed the car. Can I see his clothes?
Help yourself. His clothes.
They're too sharp for my taste.
Oh, find that hard to believe, Gus. Ooh, I see what you mean about the alcohol. His trousers are covered in it. Actually, only one leg. Gus? What do you make of these?
Acute infection? Or some kind of poisoning?
Snake bite. Lawson,
I told you to go home.
is Danny still at the crash?
Yeah?
You told him to search that car, didn't you?
Yeah, why?
You might be in trouble.
Get some help here! Take your shoulders. Right. Oxygen, now.
I've got the treatment room prepped. What kind of snake?
I don't know.
But we can't give him antivenin if we don't know what kind of snake it was.
I don't know. Right. On my 3. 1, 2, 3. Pulse.
Onto it. 110.
Blake. The men are looking for the snake. They still haven't found it.
What do we do now?
Hemotoxic, cytotoxic, neurotoxic, hemotoxic, cytotoxic.
Hemotox. But from what you said, there was obvious neural dysfunction.
What are you talking about?
We can't give him antivenin if we don't know what type of snake it was.
Oh, we can give him something else.
We have 3 generalized vaccines.
We'll use one of those.
We don't know what the poison is.
Pulse
We get
again,
it
Matty,
wrong.
please, please, please.
120.
He's in shock.
Danny,
Snake bite.
What kind of snake?
We don't know.
Well, what are you going to do?
Blake?
Lucian!
Lucian,
Blake?
what kind of snake?
I don't know.
Well, we can't give him antivenin if we don't know what kind of snake it was. Lucian?
Pit viper. Asian pit viper.
Asian?
Native to Asia, not an Australian snake. 2 deep puncture marks from hollow fangs. Very, very distinctive. No Australian snake has fangs quite like it.
You have treated a viper snake bite before.
No, I read about
Are you
it.
sure about this?
Not 100%, no.
Not as sure as you possibly can be.
Please, clear the room. Jean,
I'm waiting in the corridor.
All right, Maddie. Hemotoxin.
Over 80.
He's going to be all right.
Oh, thank God.
Perhaps he should stay with us until he's feeling better.
Of course, absolutely.
Well done. Well done.
An Asian pit viper.
An educated guess. How did a deadly foreign snake get into that salesman's car?
Well, snakes crawl into cars all the time.
Not Asian pit vipers, not here.
Well, some idiot brought it into the country and let it escape. Good job, Lucian.
Thank you, Matthew. Right. I'll see you again next week.
Claire Connolly?
How are you? I can't find anything specifically wrong with you, Mrs. Connolly. However, in general, you are certainly run down. But your heart rate is normal and your blood pressure's a little high. Have you been under much stress lately?
My husband and I, we run a boarding house. There's been some drama lately. One of the guests died in a car crash.
Ray Beck?
You know him?
Not really, no. I gather he sold vacuum cleaners.
Apparently he was the best.
You know, my housekeeper is in need of a new vacuum cleaner.
Huh. The house is full of salesmen. You can name your price.
Latest model, the Constellation, for your delight. It is, as they say, pure heaven.
Heaven? Mm-hmm. For the lady, therefore for the gentleman.
What about the Canterbury?
Hubby's on a budget, is he?
I'm just the housekeeper.
My apologies. Like I said, free delivery, free bags, 1 year's free servicing.
There's a sucker born every day.
This is my sale.
Jim Thurston, District's top salesman, all domestic appliances.
Second top seller.
Haven't you noticed? Ray's no longer with us.
Ray Beck, the chap who died.
That's right. Bloke had the most amazing contacts, especially in refrigeration. The guy just couldn't compete. He's gone. I'm top dog now.
Gentlemen, surely a little healthy competition isn't a bad thing.
Fine by me. That's because Martin here is never going to match me.
Well, I'm off to find a cup of tea. Hubby might leave you with it.
Hand on heart, all the ladies swear by the Constellation.
You want a real deal? Talk to the real salesman.
Mrs. Connolly? Mrs. Connolly? Hello?
Don't you yell at me, Frank Connolly.
Come here, woman. I will bloody hurt you if I want to. I have had it up to here.
You've had it?
Yes, I bloody have.
I hate you so much.
Don't you walk away from me.
Don't you give me orders.
Come here, woman.
See that? Perfect suction every time.
Exactly the same model I was offering.
But with free bags.
I said free bags.
Year's warranty.
I can do that too.
2 sets of bags. Year's warranty. Cost price.
How do I know it's the model I really want?
You can borrow mine. Try it out and see if you like it.
Oh, thank you.
And if you like it, do we have a deal?
Well, there you are. The Asian pit viper hates the cold. So that snake, you know, the snake, there's no way it would survive out here in the bush.
What?
It would...
Never mind. How is it?
Well, it's fine, but it's not picking up as well as it was before. I think we need to empty the bag.
I'm sure that's probably relatively easy to sort out.
Or maybe you could do it for me.
Yes, of course. I'm sure it's just a matter of unfastening something on the side or the back, or there we are. Oh, yeah.
Relatively easy?
Well, if it would just do as it's told.
Oh! Don't worry, I'll fix all that up.
Hang on.
Constable will need access into here. Go and get the key from Frank Connolly.
Sorry to disturb you at a time like this. Was the missus happy with the vacuum she borrowed?
Yeah, the missus was ecstatic. Thank you.
Then I'll drop the machine over tomorrow.
Tell me, was Mr. Churchill disappointed he missed out on the sale?
Stoggy dogging out on a work, Doc.
Yeah.
What's with all the coppers?
Oh, I couldn't possibly comment, Mr. Thurlston, if you'll excuse me.
Is there a law against keeping a few snakes or something?
There is. You broke it. I understand Mr. Raymond Beck was staying here, Mr. Connolly.
Yeah, he was.
You know that he died?
Car crash, I heard. I think the booze was behind it. He could always put it away.
Well, there's more than the car crash. He died from snakebite. And then a young constable of mine got bitten while he was searching his car down near Kilburn. The thing's still on the loose. Now, you've got an empty cage downstairs that's supposed to have an Asian pit viper inside. Yeah, I don't know. I was missing until that bloke broke in. Where's the snake now? No idea. What do you mean you got no idea? It's supposed to be in the bloody cage. I honestly don't know. Look, I told you, I always keep the key to the basement on me. I used to have a spare key, but... Missing too, is it? I've got a dead man who stayed here and a young constable in hospital, both bitten by a snake. And you know nothing about it. I need you to come down to the station and make a statement. My men are going to search Mr. Beck's car, and if they find a snake and it's an Asian pit viper, I'm charging you with murder.
This is where Ray Beck was staying.
It's all right, Mrs. Connolly. I'm sure this situation isn't helping those issues we discussed in my surgery. If you feel the need to come back and see me again, please do. I do have to ask you a question, I'm afraid. Your husband mentioned the spare key to the basement went missing. Now, is this right?
Frank looked after the keys. The basement wasn't any of my business.
Of course. Just one more thing, if I may. Ray Beck was a very handsome man. Did your husband have any reason to be jealous?
She was having an affair.
She's unhappy. She has an affair with the handsome salesman in the upstairs room. Hubby finds out and sticks his deadliest snake in her lover's car.
Well, how do you know she was unhappy?
I heard them arguing. I was hiding in their kitchen at the time. You should have seen her expression when you mentioned Ray Beck. She was almost in tears the way she folded his clothes. By the way, did you find his sales notebook? Apparently, Ray was the region's top seller, but his notebook wasn't in his jacket at the hospital.
Haven't found it. Why?
Their notebooks contain their contacts, and they treat these books like the Holy Grail. Word is, Ray's contacts were the best.
No, haven't found it, but there was something else. The man liked to punt. All these are marked unpaid.
Goodness. £200, that's a lot to owe.
It's the bookie I'm thinking of. He wouldn't have been happy that Beck couldn't pay. Eddie Carlin, real lowlife, has a particular way of writing his numbers. Saw young Parks today. Looks like he's on the mend.
Close thing, but yes.
Wilson. Yep. It's Hobart. They found the snake. Well? Yeah. That's a pit viper. Frank Connolly, I'm arresting you on the charges of murder, attempted murder, possession of dangerous animals as defined in the relevant acts. You don't have to say anything at this time, but anything you say or do may be given in evidence. Do you understand? Take him down.
Mrs. Connolly.
Are they charging Frank?
Yes, they are. Can you tell me what happened?
There's no way he would have ever hurt Ray.
That's not how it looks, Mrs. Connolly. Now, I know you and your husband weren't exactly happy.
But Frank wouldn't hurt anyone.
Wives often say that, Mrs. Connolly.
But I know Frank.
Then please, tell me what happened with Ray.
Oh.
Mrs. Connolly.
No admissions yet, but that'll come.
What about that bookie you were talking about?
Carlin? Low-life scum. Have to get him on something else.
Mr. Cowan will see you now.
Yep, righto, Harry. Yeah, okay, gotcha. See ya.
Ray Beck said you'd give good odds at today's meet at Flemington.
Ray Beck ain't worth a toss. Don't bring idiots like this in here again.
Hey, look, wait, I need to place a few bets, and I'm guessing Rayo and your money's left a bit of a hole.
What do you know about Beck?
That he died?
Real shame.
Must have been someone annoying. Ray dying owing you money.
You talk too much. Hello. Ah, yeah. Spring flutter? Okay, mate. Yep, see ya.
I'd like to take a piece of that action, if I may. A spring flutter for a win in the 4th.
20 to 1.
£5. And landed gentry in the 6th for a place, £5.
16 to 1.
Good. I guess it's not really in your interests to kill someone if they owe you money. Sterling silver in the 9th. Winner a place, £5. You kill them, you don't get your money back, do you?
Well, it depends. I need to set an example.
And how would you do that exactly? Would you ever use a snake to make an example of someone?
Who is this guy, boss?
I've no idea, Morris. But he's lucky. He's lucky you got a sense of humour.
Yeah.
You've probably got less than 5 seconds to tell me exactly what you want.
Right, well, when you put it that way, please, I just need to find out more about Ray Beck. Nothing about you.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Rubbish punter. He owed me 200 quid. And he's lucky I didn't get to him first. Pretty boy. Apparently, the bloke couldn't keep it in his pants.
Mr. Cowan said there wasn't much return for you today.
Oh, I don't know. I think I got what I needed.
Well, he said to say you're welcome back at any time.
Well, thank you, Maurice. Tell Mr. Cowan I'm honoured.
Hi, how are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty weak still.
I'm not surprised. I brought you something.
Thanks.
It's the least I can do. You feel up for these?
Yeah.
What's up?
You choose.
What? What?
You should see your face. Oh, I can't believe you're going to feed that to me. That's hilarious. Maddie!
Jean? I see your new vacuum's all right.
Oh, has it?
Yes. I'd have thought you might have unpacked it by now.
Oh, I've had other things to do.
Right. I was hoping it makes something of a difference, eh? Tell me, what do you know about the Connollys?
Connollys, married young. The house has been in the Connolly family for years. Frank and Claire have had to rent rooms out.
Hard times?
Hard times. Past the whetstone?
Yes.
Frank was a champion full forward till he did his knee. She's nice. Seems unhappy. I wouldn't have thought he's the kind of man who would kill anyone, though.
Or did you think he was the kind of man who'd keep snakes in his basement?
Oh, I stand corrected.
Any reason for the unhappiness?
Should there be?
Well, yes, I thought so.
Oh, why don't you ask her yourself?
I had absolutely no idea.
Really? No idea at all?
No. I missed something?
No, I'm sure you're right. It's probably just that time of the month or the stars have aligned.
Matty.
I'm sure Jean loves being taken for granted just as much as the rest of us. And God help us all if any of us started complaining. And the whole bloody world would end.
Yes, Dr. Lucian Blake.
I wouldn't have called you. The bloke doesn't seem to be in any danger. It's just... strange.
Has he been this way the whole time?
I'm usually used to the blokes who want to take me on. Mr. Connolly? You need me to stay?
No, I'll be fine. Mr. Connolly, it's Dr. Blake. Is there anything I can do for you?
I want to die.
Mr. Connolly, whatever you say to me, I will hold in the strictest confidence.
Claire never deserved this.
Deserved what? Mr. Connolly, please.
Leave me alone.
Morning. You all right to walk?
Jean.
How are you?
Fine.
You're going to be a bit slow for a while.
I'm fine.
You're coming to stay with us for a few days. We'll set up the spare room.
Well, is Matty going to be there?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, come on through. We'll get you settled and I'll pop the kettle on.
Oh, I was rather enjoying that.
G'day.
We'll put you here, Danny, till I've set up the spare room.
Yes.
I'll leave you to it. You're not staying for lunch, Maggie? No, I'm going out.
I might get you to drop me at work if that's all right. Boss doesn't like being a man down and the boys have been covering for me.
No, Danny, you're just out of hospital.
Doc, I'm good. And I don't want to be hanging around, you know?
Danny, I really wouldn't
I'm
recommend...
fine. Really. I'll be on my way.
Thank you, Mrs. Thompson. You take care now. New hobby?
What do you think of him?
Too smooth for my taste.
What about him?
Well, he's fine if you're a 16-year-old girl, but the rest of us have more important things to worry about.
What would you think if I started cutting these chaps out of our magazines? Just returning your vacuum cleaner. Oh, Mrs. Beasley says thank you. I'm afraid we had a blockage. Your husband...
He's innocent. They should let him go.
Claire, how long have you known? When did you first realise Frank was homosexual?
He'd beat you to a pulp if you'd said that to his face.
Yes, he probably would. But I think it's also the reason he's currently catatonic on the floor of a cell back at the police station.
Is he all right?
Now, he's not doing well. He's in deep trauma.
Can I see him?
Not till he goes to remand. Now, your husband and Ray were lovers, weren't they? Claire, it's not your fault. It's not his fault. In fact, it's not even a question of fault. Modern research...
What would modern research know about my marriage?
Probably not much. But it suggests that this has been a part of Frank right from the very beginning, right from the start, just like hair colour or eye colour. This has nothing to do with you.
I didn't understand at first. I just thought it was me. I started to wonder. And then I found him with someone. He said he'd change, but he couldn't.
So Ray wasn't your husband's first lover?
There were others. Sometimes the men who passed through here. I only met Ray a few months ago. I had never seen him like this before. He was...
happy. Claire, do you think your husband could have killed Ray?
He couldn't have. He loved him.
So, what's this about?
Connolly and Beck were lovers.
I'll eat my lunch.
Oh, I'm sorry to offend your sensibilities.
You realise that if this is true, I have to charge Connolly with unnatural acts on top of everything else?
Well, you could, but I hope you don't.
Where did this piece of information come from?
Well, I completely missed it, but Ray had the only single room in the place. A place where everyone else has to share.
Doesn't mean he's a...
No, but Frank Connolly was the one who assigned the rooms. His wife confirmed it.
I always thought she was a reasonable-looking woman myself.
Yeah. Eddie Carlin told me Ray couldn't keep it in his trousers.
Eddie Carlin?
Of course, we all assumed he was talking about the ladies. And I thought Claire and Connolly were fighting over Ray, and of course they were, only not quite as I imagined it.
It was just a couple of blokes having a little tiff.
Well, Claire doesn't think so. It sounded like they were soulmates. So I may have encouraged you to arrest the wrong man. Still, means we can rule out Eddie Carlin.
Jesus, Blake. You don't think Mrs. Connolly
took revenge on her husband's lover? Possibly, but I doubt it.
Parks, give me the Connolly file.
I really don't think it was her. And I'm not convinced Danny should be back at work.
It was only a little snake.
Jean? I'm a little bit stuck. I'd love a chat, but if you're busy...
Oh, I think I can manage. Is this about the Connollys?
Yes. Turns out she's not having an affair. He was. With one of his boarders. The chap who died.
Oh.
Would you have guessed?
No. He's always attentive.
Just like any married couple, eh?
Well, there's more than one kind of marriage.
I was only married a very short time, so I'm afraid I'm no expert. Thing is, the basement was locked. There's only one key.
Are you sure about that?
Well, there was another key, but it was missing. So who else could get into that basement?
Did Frank have any other lovers?
Claire said quite a few, but once Ray showed up on the scene, that was that.
So why else would you want to put a snake in his car?
You know, they're a competitive bunch, these salesmen. And apparently Ray was the best. And it would appear someone has stolen his book of contact.
So how would you like to go about this, Dr. Blake?
Danny? Yes. Listen, I might need your help with something. Jean, allow me. Now, are you ready?
I think so.
Danny, give us 5 minutes and then come up, yes?
Okay.
I sold you that machine. We had a deal.
Well, I think we can do better.
You can't do better. I'm the region's top seller.
Since Ray died, care to give it a go, Mr. Churchill?
He already tried, and he couldn't do it.
Keen to have another go, Doctor?
And just to add a little bit of a sweetener, Matty here could use a small refrigerator.
This is my sale.
I'm sick to death of you scrimping on spending, then splashing out on whatever she wants. Oh yes, that's right. Pretend to be innocent.
Ladies, I think we can find something that keeps you both happy.
Same great machine. Same price, 2 free bags, and a year's warranty.
I'll match it.
And you've already got the machine.
I've got one in my car.
How do you like ice-cold juice, sweetheart? I've got all the latest fridges for you, cost price. And that's better than you'll ever be able to do.
It's killing me, but for someone as pretty as yourself, 20% off cost, free delivery, and the Constellation as we agreed. And I've got the Constellation in my car if we're done. I'll get my contacts book.
But that's wrong. How can you get 20% off cost? Only Ray could go that low.
Yes, it's interesting, Mr. Churchill. The other day you couldn't beat Jim here on the price of a vacuum. Today you can. And also today you can offer tremendous discounts on fridges. I thought that was solely Ray's territory. And I'm guessing that's probably Ray's contact book, the one you stole after you murdered him.
This is my...
Mrs. Connolly, do you have the key the young constable returned to you?
Yes.
Thank you. Identical. The missing spare key to the basement on your key ring, Mr. Churchill.
This is my gun.
Hey! Stop! Stop there! Stop! Jenny! See to Danny, please! I'm fine.
Danny, are you all right? We need to get you back to the hospital.
Anything for sale, Mr. Churchill. Told you not to go back to work.
I was feeling better.
No, you weren't ready. 2 days bed rest, minimum.
You're coming home with us and taking it easy.
Oh, no, I might go home.
Danny?
No, it'll be fine.
Afternoon.
Excuse me. All good. Just not quite ready to exert himself.
Would you be interested in sitting in on the interview? Churchill?
Of course. Listen, you say good day. I'll just be a moment. Matty. You should go in and see him.
I'm sure he's just fine without me.
So, you and Frank Connolly were lovers. Then Ray came on the scene.
Frank didn't want to know me after that.
What about the snakes?
I knew where Frank kept the spare key.
So he took it, and then he stole the snake.
Do you think it's easy being like this? Do you think I want to?
Mr. Churchill.
I never asked for this. You despise me, don't you? I disgust you, don't I?
Mr. Churchill. I spent some time in a prisoner of war camp, and there was a young man there. He was executed just before we were liberated. He tried to steal medical supplies to save his mates. I had to read some of his letters to get word back home, and it was only then that I realized the girlfriend he spoke of wasn't a girl at all. And he was the bravest man I ever met.
I loved Frank. But he loved someone else.
safe to come in?
Perhaps.
I just wanted to say thank you.
I still don't know how you could afford to buy us a brand new vacuum cleaner and a refrigerator.
Well, believe it or not, I had a little win on the horses. Happy birthday for tomorrow. I hadn't forgotten.
Lucien.
Oh, come on, open it.
Thank you. It's beautiful. Was it hers?
No. No, I bought it before the Japanese invaded, and I thought it might make a good present one day. And indeed it has. Happy birthday, Jean.
This is about Sean McBride, who murdered a policeman.
Apparently.
The bloke wanted to die.
And you saw McBride kill that man?
I was there.
McBride confessed. He killed Cooper and he took a shot at Parks and Hobart.
There was a second wound caused by a blow to the back of the head, inflicted before he was shot.
What would you say if I told you I discovered certain links between Sean McBride and the police?
Do you know who he passed information on to?